Guys, girls, today's a good day. It might be the best day of all time. Now you might be thinking, Luke, it's a bit exaggerated. Obviously it's not the best day ever. Probably not even the best day of the month, probably not the best day of the year. I mean, Christmas is coming up. And to that I say, absolutely not. Christmas, it's good, but look, Santa's giving presents out, but can Santa deliver Josh Addo-Carr to the Bulldogs? I don't think so. The Bulldogs have just signed Josh Addo-Carr. Today's easily the best day of the year, best day of my life probably. Okay, it's probably not actually the best day of my life. I should say thus far, because I'm really hoping Brandon Smith signs, because if he signs, well then I think that takes the cake. But at the moment, Josh Addo-Carr, welcome to the Bulldogs, mate. Bloody happy to have you here. Now, I know it's not until 2022, but I'm already excited. When you sign a player of the caliber of Josh Addo-Carr, like it's something that gets you excited, let alone a player that is someone who I was a fan of originally. Watching him for New South Wales, watching him for the Storm, he's very likeable, great to watch on the field. He's just one of those entertainers on the field. So the fact that he's actually coming to the club that I support, I think it is so good. Like a lot of the times, you have players, there's guys like Sean Johnsons and Tuivasa-Sheks and all those sort of guys, and I feel like they just never end up at your club, and you're always like, oh man, it'd be so good if they sign for your club, but it just never happens. But Josh Addo-Carr is legitimately one of those guys who I've looked at for the last couple of years and went, wow, one of my favourite players outside the Bulldogs. Wish he was at the Bulldogs. And he's just signed, and I think this is a big indication of what's to come for the Bulldogs side. Now, it's been a long, hard struggle for the Bulldogs the last couple of years. Pretty much ever since sort of Des Hasler's last couple of years. We'll say from 2017 onwards. I know the team sort of was slacking towards the back end of his tenure, but in terms of when he was gone, 2017 was the last year, 2018 Dean Pay comes in. And if we're being honest, a lot of his sort of downfalls were due to the team. The team just wasn't that great. They had good little spells there, but the team was in such a salary cap hole that they couldn't sign any players. We had all these reserve graders playing first grade week in, week out, and it's like you drop one and you bring in another reserve grader, maybe even a third grader. I don't even know what the third grade equivalent would be, but those sort of players, you had a few great players sprinkled in amongst them, like Kieran Foran and that, but that's just another one Des Hasler paid overs for, paying $1 million a year. You had your Aaron Woods and all that sort of stuff coming across, and then we're paying them to play at other clubs. James Graham we're paying to play at the Dragons, and Byron Reynolds. It was definitely not a good situation Hasler left the club in, but it's finally starting to turn around. With the signings of Flanagan immediately, we've got Burton coming, there's your halves long term. If we can land Brandon Smith, that'd be incredible. I don't know if it's going to happen. It's sort of seeming like it won't happen. But I think he'd be a great fit for them, especially now that Josh Addo-Carr's there. We've got Nick Kotrick. So whether they end up playing on the wings or centres, fullback, wherever they end up playing, at least you got two rep quality players. Now, there's a lot of talk that Addo-Carr wants to play fullback. He obviously wanted to come to Sydney, but he wants to play fullback first and foremost, and the Bulldogs don't really have a fullback. So I think it works well. Now, Hopewadi's actually been quite decent at fullback the last couple of years, but he's never cemented the spot at fullback. They've always been kind of looking for another one. Tennis Lesniak's had a shot there. Nick Meaney's sort of been there a little bit too. But Josh Addo-Carr coming here, I don't know if he's going to end up at fullback, but just the fact that he's another contender for it, I think is a good sign for the Bulldogs. And look, even in the meantime, maybe Nick Meaney will develop. Maybe Tennis Lesniak will find his feet at fullback again, or maybe Hopewadi will cement himself as the fullback. Addo-Carr, the fact that he can play the wing, like we obviously know he's one of the best wingers in the comp, if not the best winger in the comp. You add in Nick Kotrick as well, who's right up there as well, and you can add them in that back line. And even if they don't kill it at fullback or centre or wherever you're going to play them, or you can just chuck them back on the wing, and they're going to be the best wing pairing of the whole comp probably. It's kind of a similar argument in terms of Brandon Smith. There's a lot of talk of, oh well, you don't know what he's going to be like at hooker, but it's like, well, if he's not that great at hooker, we can just chuck him back at lock and he'll end up being the best lock in the game. Well, probably not that far, but one of the better ones. So there's so much upside for these signings that I'm so excited for 2022. It's just a shame that we have to kind of get through 2021, to be honest with you, because Matt Burton not signing until 2022, Addo-Carr also in the same year, and then even the Hectic Cheese, if he ends up there or wherever he ends up, it's not going to be till 2022 by the looks of things. But yeah, this Josh Addo-Carr signing, I'm absolutely thrilled. The Foxx coming to the Bulldogs, I actually didn't think it was going to happen. I thought when it was first talked about, I was like, oh great, well that'll be great. But then it sort of went quiet, and I feel like every team he talked to, it was like he'd talk to him, and then they'd go, all right, well he's absolutely signing with the Rabbitohs just got rid of this player. Oh yep, they're going to sign him. Oh well, Tigers got rid of this player. Oh, he's going to sign with the Tigers. Oh, the Bulldogs got rid of a player. He's going to sign with the Bulldogs. It was kind of like that. But I think that probably the biggest indication was the fact that Remus Smith left and went to the Storm. So I feel like some sort of deal had to have been done there. So surely that was some sort of deal. There's no way the Bulldogs should have just let Remus Smith go just for nothing, especially considering they hadn't really signed anyone to replace him. But yeah, Ockenbaugh, Watene-Zelezniak already there. Then you add in Addo-Carr, Kotrick. You'd have to think Kotrick's probably going to play the centres. Addo-Carr probably for the fullback position. I don't really know. I don't really know what's exactly going to happen. They'll probably try and punt Watene-Zelezniak, to be honest with you. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Trent Barrett, he's making some big moves for the Bulldogs, and I'm so excited. And I feel like a strong Bulldogs is good for the NRL. It's kind of similar to the Broncos. I feel like it gets a lot of people talking. As good as it is to see teams like the Broncos down at the bottom, when they're in competing, there's a lot of buzz around the league, and I feel like that's been lacking the last couple of years. And I think it'd be great to see the Bulldogs sort of getting back up there. I think with the signings that they've got, I feel like they can be a top 8 side. I don't think it's going to necessarily be a top 4 side. But we've seen with the Titans, once one player signs, it just gets the ball rolling. Knights were another one a couple of years ago. Once you get that first signing, like a Kotrick and that sort of stuff, even Flanagan is kind of like a decent-ish name at the moment. Burton's another one. They're all sort of high-ish profile, not super high-profile signings, but enough that they're going to be in the papers and get people talking. And then other players start going, like a Brandon Smith, go, oh wow, well, Bulldogs signed a couple of good players, and oh well, I mean, they look like they're on the up. I mean, do I want to get in on them early? I feel like that sort of stuff happens, and that's how the Titans ended up where they were. They signed a couple of players, and then other players see who they're signing and go, yeah, that's actually a pretty good spot, the Titans. I might go up there. So Bulldogs putting themselves in a prime position to sort of be in another spot like the Titans. So I feel like it's definitely promising signs for the Bulldogs, at least in terms of where we've been. Like the last couple of years, rock bottom. I mean, we've just been scrapping it out for the wooden spoon. Fortunately enough, haven't got it, but definitely been in contention for it, apart from a couple of late runs saving us. But yeah, we've lost a lot of good players, so it's finally good to see us signing some really, really good players, some elite players, not just some okay fringe players, or maybe a stealing a proper way, like Dylan Napa or something. Like he was alright, but like he's not a star. But we signed him. We lost Clemmer to sign him, but like, we haven't really replaced anyone with superstars. So we're finally doing that. Nick Kotrick's one of them, and now we just landed the Foxx, Josh Addo-Carr. Just a great finisher, and just the fact that he's got so much speed. That's what the Bulldogs have been lacking for years and years and years. Apart from the Morris boys, Bulldogs essentially have lacked speed throughout the whole side. We've had a lot of big boppers. We've had a few skillful players, even guys like Hopewadi, who played them at fullback, but they haven't really got any pace. So the fact that Addo-Carr's just got some pace, I feel like that gives that element of creating something out of nothing. Now, the one thing that does scare me a little bit is taking players out of the Melbourne system. A lot of the times players come out of Melbourne and they look nowhere near as good. And it's happened time and time again. Even some of the most experienced players, even when they're leaving late in their career and they go to other teams, they don't look good. It's not even in terms of the journeymen coming in and going to another side, or the youngsters starting to look good and then going to another side. Like, these are guys who've been, talked about week in, week out, and they go to another team and literally their career dies. It happens quite a bit. Now, I don't think it's going to happen to him. He's just got too much natural ability for that to happen. But it'd be interesting to see if he's actually able to adapt to the fullback position, or if he's able to be as effective with that wing position, because he's not exactly a big body. So Bulldogs are definitely going to have to utilise him, sort of probably work a game plan around him, if that makes sense. But it's hard to talk so far out, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's still 2020, and we've got to wait till 2021's over to even get to 2022. So it's a long way to wait, but hey, Matt Burton, Josh Addo-Carr, hopefully the heck of cheese as well, and the Bulldogs might find themselves in the top 8. I mean, maybe, hopefully next year find themselves in the 8, but yeah, this whole signing, it's got me buzzing. I definitely had to do a video on it as soon as possible, give my thoughts. Like I said, he's definitely a fan favourite, and hopefully he's still a fan favourite at the Bulldogs. And guys, that's all I really got to say. I was just giving some quick thoughts, just some immediate thoughts on Josh Addo-Carr coming to the Bulldogs, a 4-year deal. I think it's a really good deal. Hopefully not too much money, but yeah, it's just something I needed to talk about. I mean, I'm a Bulldog supporter. You all know I'm a Bulldog supporter. And I feel like Josh Addo-Carr's got a super high profile in the NRL, so it was something I needed to talk about. But guys, leave in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on Josh Addo-Carr leaving the Melbourne Storm first off, and also signing with the Bulldogs secondly. Melbourne Storm, like I said, they make players, but we've also seen players ruin their careers by leaving them. But yeah, like I said, I think Addo-Carr, he should be fine. We've seen him excel in the New South Wales Origin Arena. I thought he was the player of the series for New South Wales this past one, so he's definitely shown his worth for the Blues. I think he can show his worth for another type of blue, the blue and white. But yeah, like I said, leave in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on Josh Addo-Carr signing with the Bulldogs? Also, while you're at it, guys, go ahead and give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Also, make sure to turn on the notification bells. It is quite important. Let you be notified immediately when I've uploaded. Also, go ahead and give me a follow on social media. It's on the screen right now. Also, I do post my links on social media as well, in case you missed the notification or haven't done it or whatever. So go ahead and do that. But guys, that's all I've got to say. Josh Addo-Carr to the Bulldogs. I am thrilled, but stay tuned for more videos on the channel. I'm going to be talking about other signings and that. So yeah, stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say though for this video. See you guys. Bye.